If you've passed the PLAB or the UK MLA examinations, congratulations, that's a big milestone. But now you're probably thinking, what's next? How do I actually break into the NHS system? You've done the exams, but getting your first NHS job, that's a different challenge altogether. Today, we're going to talk about one thing a lot of IMGs consider after passing their examination, the clinical attachment. It's also called a medical observership. What is it? Should you bother doing one? How do you apply? And most importantly, is it actually helpful? We're going to go through it all clearly, step by step. Let's start with the basics. A clinical attachment is a short-term, unpaid, observational placement at an NHS hospital. Most are going to last around 4 to 6 weeks. Some will be shorter, some will be longer. You're not working as a doctor, you're not even getting paid, and you won't be making decisions about the patient care. But you will get to shadow the team. You're going to follow consultants, junior doctors on the ward, sit in on clinics, and watch how things are running. In some trusts, you might get to take patient histories or observe particular procedures, but only under direct supervision and only if that particular consultant will allow it. Some trusts are much stricter than others. Most don't let you touch a patient unless you're GMC registered, and that's fair enough. So always check what's allowed before you start. Don't assume. So, is it a must? Honestly, no. You do not need a clinical attachment to apply for NHS jobs. Plenty of IMGs that we know have skipped this step and gone straight into work after the PLAB 2 or the UK MLA. But if you're feeling unsure about the NHS system, if you've had a clinical gap, or you want to try a speciality before applying, then yes, an attachment is going to help a lot. It gives you real-world exposure to how the NHS works. It helps you understand the pace, the paperwork, the protocols, all the unspoken things that don't really show up in textbooks or even videos like this. And when it comes to interviews, you're going to have something solid to talk about. You're going to sound more confident, more prepared, and really that matters. Just keep this in mind. A clinical attachment is not a job trial. There's no guarantee you're going to get a job at the end. Trusts are not obliged to offer you anything after it finishes. So go in for the experience and not the outcome. Thousands of international doctors face the same delays, confusion, and lost job offers every year. And that's exactly why we've built Health Hire Portal, a complete platform to help you succeed in your NHS journey. Created by Health Hire, we've already helped candidates secure roles at leading UK hospitals, including King's College in London, the Christie in Manchester, and teaching trusts across the UK. Inside the platform, you'll get a clear guide to GMC registration, templates and examples of supporting information and CVs that actually get interviews, interview prep tools including real questions and red flags, trust-specific application guidance, and a full relocation checklist from offer to visa. Most doctors waste 30 to 40 hours trying to piece this together from scratch and lose months to avoidable delays. Health Hire Portal gives you the tools, structure, and confidence to move forward fast. It's just a one-time payment of £70 for lifetime access, no subscriptions. Content is updated regularly, and you'll get access to real support if you need help at any point. Whether you are still applying for GMC registration, job hunting, or at the interview stage, Health Hire Portal will guide you step by step. Visit www.healthhireuk.com or email info@healthhireuk.com to get started. So, what you can and can't do. Let's be really clear, because this part trips people up. Here's what you can actually do. You're going to be able to sit in on ward rounds, watch any outpatient clinics, observe any surgeries or minor procedures, maybe learn how electronic records are used, And of course, you're going to be able to ask questions. So make sure you've got plenty of questions. You may get to take patient histories if the trust allows. You may be able to clerk under supervision, and you may be able to help write in the notes. Again, only under close guidance. But here's what you can't do. You're not going to be able to prescribe. You're not going to be able to do any procedures or make clinical decisions. You're not going to be able to work unsupervised, and you certainly won't be getting paid. And without GMC registration, the limits are even stricter. Some trusts will even say on their website, this is observation only, nothing more, nothing less. Respect those boundaries. They exist to protect patients and yourself. Now let's talk money, because this isn't free. Most clinical attachments are unpaid, and most trusts will charge you an organisation or a placement fee. This is going to be somewhere in the region of £250 to £600. You've then got to travel to the UK, travel to the hospital, have your food, accommodation. Some hospitals may have accommodation that you will have to pay for, but others don't. And in that case, you're going to have to arrange your own private accommodation or potentially stay with friends or family. Of course, that's a cheaper option. But altogether, it's going to cost you close to £2,000, if not more if you're in one of the bigger cities, such as London, for the whole thing. So before you apply, ask yourself honestly, well, is this going to give me something I really need, like confidence, structure, or familiarity with a new speciality? If yes, I would consider it a good investment, and you might too. But if it's not, don't stress. You can absolutely succeed without it. So applying for these observerships or attachments, there's no single website where you're going to apply. You're going to have to do a bit of a research. And here's how. If you've got a particular trust that you're interested in, maybe it's a city that you really plan to live in or you want to live in, or even a hospital that's known for a speciality that you're interested in or you've got experience in, visit their website and they might have a section called medical education or clinical attachment. If there's a form, you can try fill it out, and if not, our advice is to contact the medical education team. In the message, you could probably include your CV, any proof of examinations, a short explanation of your goals, and your preferred department and dates. If you know a particular consultant, that can help. If you've got a referral from a particular family friend who's a doctor or a colleague who you've previously worked with, that's going to often speed things up. On our website at healthhireuk.com/articles, we've got an article on medical observerships, and we've got a list of trusts that offer sponsorships. That was updated recently, and we've got some links on the website that you can directly apply to. There is a few trusts that are offering it, and a few trusts have currently paused the whole process. We'll put some on the screen and we'll try to put the link, but otherwise, if you visit healthhireuk.com/articles, we have got a list and links that you can use to apply to these particular trusts. Keep in mind, every trust does have different rules. Some will also require you to be GMC registered. Some will require you to have PLAB 2. Some won't even take anyone without an occupational health clearance. So always check the latest details on the official website. Like I said, the link is on our website, or the links for all the different trusts are on our website. If you're applying from outside the UK, which I'm sure most of you will be, you'll need a visa. The most common visa to take is the standard visitor's visa. It covers clinical observations and unpaid placements like this one. Just make sure you're not doing anything hands-on, or if you get paid, that is not allowed under the visa that you are on. When you're applying for the visa, you're going to normally have to show an official letter from the trust. You're going to have a proof of your accommodation, your PLAB 2 results, and you have to show you've got enough funds to support yourself. Some hospitals will also ask for other documents, such as your CV, references, immunisation records, and police clearance or certificate of good conduct if you're not based in the UK. If you've been in the UK before or you're currently based in the UK, you may be asked for a DBS. So start preparing these early. Don't wait until your offer comes through. This paperwork will take time. Now, let's talk about what happens once you start. This isn't a time to just passively follow the team around. Treat it like a live classroom. Before you start your placement, brush up on your knowledge, read the relevant books, and when you're there, be early. Always. You don't want to be turning up late for this placement. Make sure you've got a notebook where you can write things down. Learn the rhythm, what's going on the wards or the clinics, handovers, MDTs. Make notes on what's going on and learn what's going on. Pay attention to the small things. That's not going to be covered in videos like what we're doing, and that's not going to be covered in textbooks. How are doctors talking to patients? How are staff communicating with each other? That is key to getting the most out of this placement. And of course, be respectful. Don't jump in unless you've been asked. Always get permission from the team and the patient. You're there to learn, not to lead. You might be thinking, should I do a clinical attachment? And here's my honest take. If you feel unsure about the NHS, or even working in the UK, or you've been out of practice, or you want a better understanding of how things actually work in the NHS, then yes, it's going to be hugely helpful. It's going to give you confidence, clarity, and structure. And when you finally go for your NHS interview, you're going to have real life experience to talk about. But it's not essential, and it's certainly not a secret route to a job. No trust is required to hire you just because you paid them for an attachment or an observership. So only do it if it fits your goals, not because someone said you have to. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe for more real NHS career content. If you've got any questions or video requests, drop them in the comments. And if you're serious about landing your NHS job, don't waste time on guesswork. Health Hire Portal gives you the exact tools, checklists and guidance used by successful candidates across the UK. Just £70 for lifetime access, no ongoing fees, built-in support, updated regularly. Visit www.healthhireuk.com or drop an email at info@healthhireuk.com.